Hello again, everybody. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. This is just a quick update of my 55-gallon aquaponics system. I'll give you a quick tour of what I have going on here. It is just a 55-gallon aquarium with 9 koi inside, ranging all in different sizes. On top of this tank I have 2 bread boxes from a local Publix store that they were throwing out. I thought they'd make pretty good planters, and I was right, because they do. And I love free stuff. Below, just have a canister filter. The canister filter is just pumping the water from the tank down through there and back up to here. I actually do not have any filters in that canister right now. I'm just basically using it as a pump. Don't need them. The grow beds have been actually cleaning this water pretty decent. And as a note to anybody else out there that's doing aquaponics, if you don't know already, get yourself some red wiggler worms. They will really help you out. They will help to compost anything, any plant matter that is dying or dead in these beds. They will also help to move around and relocate, whatever bacterial microbes and stuff that are growing in here that are helping with the nitrogen cycle. I mean, they're beneficial in every which way. Get them if you can. If you have trouble finding them, go to your local pet store like a PetSmart. They actually have them there in a little blue container that they sell as like a fish food or as like a lizard or reptile food. You just get a couple of them, you toss them in your grow beds. They will clean the grow beds for you. They will multiply on their own. Definitely do it. It has helped me out dramatically with just helping with cycling this system and getting it to mature quicker. So this system's been running since December of 2012. So it's been running for about 9-10 months now. It has cycled. You can tell this just from you look at a lot of these older leaves that have been here. When the system was brand new, it hadn't cycled through, and there's a lot of deficiencies I still had. But since then, these plants are doing really well now. All kinds of new growth that I have on here. You can see it's just really healthy and green. There's no kinds of highlighted yellow or brown around the edges. It's just doing beautifully. I treat with azomite as often as I can, maybe once every 2 weeks, once a month. Just kind of depends. If the plants look like they could use a little boost, I throw a little azomite in there. And I just only throw in about a tablespoon. And all I ever do when I put it in there is I'll just put it right here at one of the water outlets. It just kind of washes it through the system. Some of it settles down into the beds. It'll actually cloud the tank for a few hours out of the day. The fish don't seem to really mind it too much, and then after a day it clears up because any of that rock dust is either taken up by the plants or it settles out into the beds, and maybe the worms eat it or whatever. But it definitely helps. Get yourself some azomite or some kind of rock dust. It's very helpful again in one of these systems. So let's go through the plants now, what I have going on here. If you have not seen one of my previous videos, what I have growing in here right now is, this is just a raspberry bush. When I bought this raspberry bush, it was like one of those little, a single stick out of like a 20-ounce cup or something. And on that single stem was a little branch about this big, from my thumb over to the end there. Just a little branch. The lady, she decided that she was going to throw it into a bag, and she snapped that branch clear off of the stem. So I rushed home. I cleaned it. I went ahead and chopped the tip off again with a little, with a nice, real sharp razor blade. Dipped it in some Clonex cloning hormone, and then put it into the aquaponics system. And within a week or two, it had roots and it was growing, and and the rest is history. It's just turning into a big old bush, which I'm going to have to pull out of here pretty soon because it does have thorns, and when I go to the bathroom and come out of here, sometimes these things will, you know, nail me, and it's not fun. Who wants to get pricked every morning? So, let's move on to the other plants. I have strawberries in here. These strawberries were another first. The cloning raspberries, I never cloned raspberries, let alone an aquaponics system. That was all a first for me. Maybe it was dumb luck, or I am, you know, actually getting, I don't know, green thumbs. We'll see. Strawberries. Back to the strawberries. I have 2 strawberries in here. These strawberries were also first for me. First as in, it's the first time I've ever grown strawberries in an aquaponics system. It's the first time I've ever grown strawberries from seed, because I've never grown strawberries from seed. Usually you get as a strawberry plant and you stick it in an aquaponics system. That's how I see most people do it. I got my hands on some strawberry seeds. I thought, hey, let's see if I can grow strawberries from seed, let alone let's grow strawberries from seed in an aquaponics system. So, bam, there you go. Got some strawberries grown from seed in an aquaponics system, and I'm happy. It's awesome. It's cool, you know. I grew strawberries from seed. Never done that before. These are so healthy. These leaves feel like leather. They're so thick and rich. Okay, moving on. Cantaloupe, muskmelon. I got 3 of them growing in here. These are about, these babies are new. Just put them in 2 weeks ago from seed. And they're growing tremendously. Very fast. Very healthy. No signs of any kind of deficiencies or anything. They're just beautiful, green, lush leaves. And the nice thing with it being indoors is there's no bugs. Because I am in Southwest Florida, and my biggest enemy is bugs. I get whitefly, aphids, cucumber beetles, cucumber moths. It's the only thing I can think of right now off the top of my head, but if you can imagine it, I'm sure it exists here in Southwest Florida. I'm sure it exists in my backyard, because I have never been able to grow any kind of pickles or melons, because the bugs get them first. So I thought, hey, I got a system in the house, let's grow some frickin' cantaloupe. And there we go. The plants that I all have in here, this is just all experimenting. I'm just experimenting and playing because I'm actually building a bigger system in the backyard. So this is my laboratory for now. You know, to experiment with plants, to kind of learn, because I haven't really gardened that much in the past, so I have no idea of how quickly these plants will grow, and this kind of helps, you know, give me experience in doing all that stuff. I'm trying to think if there's something else I needed to say. I'm running out of time here. I think I covered what the lights were. If not, ask me in the comment section, I'll tell you. Actually, if you have any questions, if you have any ideas even, I'm always up for new ideas. But yeah, please leave me comments, and I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my ability. If you have any questions, same goes there. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I've had everything growing in here on a 14-hour light cycle. I did that because I know that induces strictly a vegetative growth in the plants with a longer light cycle. And I've been doing that. I wanted to see what happened, and these plants are growing very quickly, very fast. Typically when I've grown like a muskmelon or something in the past, these plants being 2 weeks old, I'd have flowers by now. But I haven't because I've kept them in a vegetative state. So I've just actually switched over to a 12-hour cycle simply because I want to see if that will trick these plants into start putting out flowers and how quickly that will happen. So that's basically where I'm at right now, just waiting for some flowers to pop out, and once they happen I'll pollinate, and hopefully, I'm only planning on keeping one of these plants really, but one of these I can get them to grow muskmelon, and that'll be another first because it'll be my first muskmelon or cantaloupe that I've ever grown, and the first one I will have ever grown in an aquaponic system. So this system is just a list of firsts for me. So that's it. If you guys, like I said, got anything to say, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed.